Hello, my name is Janice Kujay, and I would like to discuss controlling personal pollen. Let's take the punch out of pollen. Reducing pollen reduces allergies. Pollen increases in high winds. We can regulate our indoor pollen, and we can minimize landscaping to reduce our outdoor pollen. Pollen emanates in flowers, trees, and foliage, and people with high allergies need to avoid the high peak times that would be dusk and dawn. Pollen emanates in all types of weather, rainy, sunshiny, most especially in high winds. The American Lung Association states that airborne pollens are the common cause for hay fever. Airborne pollens are the exact pollens that transfer via the wind. Pollen is actually invisible to the naked eye. This is pollen magnified many, many times. And so this is what pollen actually looks like. And so you can just imagine that pollen in high winds and how it just multiplies and multiplies. And you would want to avoid those type of days, which takes us indoors. Most of us have central heating and air in our homes, and an allergen filter is a great way to reduce the pollen, airborne particles that are in the air, the dust particles. And clean air systems work much the same. They filter out the airborne particles and the dust particles too. Many people grew up with the idea that if we cracked our windows just an inch or so, that we're allowing fresh air into our home. And while that's actually true, if you have an allergy, that's not the best case. Live Strong published an article by Linda Ray, and she suggests that if you have allergies, you shut your windows completely, and pollen still enters your home and when you come in the front door, and it settles on your furniture and in your clothes. So a little extra dusting and a change of clothes would reduce your personal pollen. But before you change clothes, let's go outside and do a little yard work. Many people like to landscape their lawn. It adds beauty to the home and it's appealing to the eye. The American Academy of Asthma and Allergy Association, they record daily pollen counts, and it's an excellent source for finding out what your actual pollen count is. But in your outdoor living area, you can actually increase or decrease your pollen by your choice of landscaping. If you have allergies, you might consider a rock garden. It is also appealing to the eye, adds beauty to the home. And if you use flowers or plants to spice up your rock garden, you might just want to minimize the amount of flowers you use because they do emanate much pollen. And just a quick recap, reducing pollen reduces allergies. Pollen does increase with the wind. You want to avoid outside windy days. And you can regulate your indoor pollen with some nice filters. And you can minimize landscaping to reduce your outdoor pollen. In closing, I'd just like to express, by changing your pollen count, you can take the punch out of pollen.